What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I gotta say thank God for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I got a very special overpowered build in store for y'all today. Now this one, I'm gonna be calling it the Slashing Lockdown, which comes out to a two-way interior threat. And for this build today, we're going to be able to reach a 99 plus when it comes to our standing dunk, perimeter defense, steal, and stamina. Now the areas that I'm upgrading the build today, it's definitely going to be really special, especially when you think of this build being built off rip. Now getting into the animations, we're going to be able to get standing contact dunks. Now with our badges, on this build we'll be able to equip 14 total Hall of Fame. My favorites are going to be Glove, Interceptor, Clamps, 94 feet. You even get Pick Dodger with Precision Dunker, Right Stick Ripper, Fast Feet Ankle Braces, Workhorse, and a few others. But I'm telling y'all, this is definitely going to be a build that is very unique. Now on top of that, you'll also be able to get 11 silver. And I think this is a very special build in the areas that I did choose to upgrade. Now the finishing and the defense are definitely the strongest points of today's build. And I think this can also be a build that is going to be a threat from range and it's actually able to shoot. So before we get any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but definitely not least, comment down CG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So to get started, let's leave this build under the point guard position. As for the height today, I'm going to go with 6'7" with the weight of 180. Now getting into the actual wingspan, I'm going to put this to 7'3", and from here, we are all set to move forward with today's build. Now let's go ahead and first, of course, get into the most important area, which is going to be the physicals. So when it comes to our speed today, go ahead and put this to an 81. As for the acceleration, I'm going to go with an 82. And then for our strength, go ahead and put this to a 60 with a vertical of a 70. Now as for the stamina, I'm going to go with a 99. And for this build, as we get into the breakdown of the rest of the four main attributes, you're going to see exactly why I put this attribute maxed out. Now on top of that, consider the +4 that you get from the Gatorade facility workouts. So we're going to have an 85 speed, 86 acceleration, 64 strength, 74 vertical with a 99 stamina. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the rest of today's build. So as for when it comes to the defensive end, go ahead and put that defensive rebound to a 54. As for when it comes to our actual steal and perimeter defense, this is what makes the build super special today. So I'm going to go ahead and put my steal to a 99. Perimeter defense, same exact thing. And we're going to leave the rest of the defensive stats as is. And look what we get. Hall of Fame, Glove, Interceptor, Right Stick Ripper. You'll also be able to get all of the badges for the perimeter defense on the Hall of Fame tier as well. Overall, I think this is a super overpowered build on the defensive end. Depending on the way that you do look at it, I think this is one of the best that you can possibly make. Now getting into the playmaking, go ahead and put the pass accuracy to a 60. And as you can see, the badges that we do get here are going to be Relay Passer with Dimer. Now I don't want to upgrade anything from the ball handle or speed with ball today. And then as we get into the shooting, go ahead and put that mid-range shot to a 61. As for the three-pointer, this is going to be the strong suit of this build. Go with a 76. Now if you want to go ahead and raise this number, you can definitely do so. But I think it's going to be more effective if you put these attributes into the finishing. So as for the free throw, I'm going to go with a 74. Now I'm very specific with all four categories when it comes to the finishing down to the defense. But as for when it comes to the physicals themselves, this is going to be the main category in which sets up the rest of the build. Now as we get into the finishing, go ahead and put that standing dunk all the way up to a 99. Now this is what actually makes this build very special and a very unique post score if you consider these badges. Now as for the rest of the build, I definitely want to say you can throw the rest of the attributes into any area of your choosing. Now if you want to, you can definitely go ahead and upgrade the driving dunk. Same thing can be said when it comes to the layup. I think it's going to be best if you go with it like this. But as you can see for the badges, Precision Dunker, like I mentioned earlier, we're also going to be able to get Fast Twitch and Rise Up. Now these badges, I'm telling y'all, very special and make this build a unique one. Especially considering that we are a lockdown. I think this is one of my favorite builds that I brought to y'all because of what we're able to do on the defense to the post scoring. Now if you want to go the route to upgrade anything from the playmaking, I'll be honest with you, I think the 60 pass accuracy is going to be more than enough. Now for the rec, you may see some slight change when it comes to throwing the ball down court, of course because it's wider, but I think the defense is definitely going to make up for that area. Now overall, I think this build is made perfectly to pass at any given moment, score, but definitely lock any defender up who has the ball. Now let me know right now, is there anything that you would possibly do to go ahead and make this build a little bit better or completely change? Now my main thing for this build was that I was considering buying your own boost, equipping gear. Also on top of that, the better we play throughout each game, you'll also be able to get a minor boost towards our attributes and buying boost. That's going to make a huge difference when it comes to the shooting as well as the pass accuracy. So I wouldn't worry any bit if I were y'all. But from here, let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that we made this build correctly. And if you did so and followed every single step of the way, we should be able to get these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see together, we have created the best lockdown slasher build in NBA 2K24 on next gen, which does come out to a 2-way interior threat. Now I really just want to say thank y'all so much for the support. More so than anything, thank God for this opportunity. Now I had everything up that I previously mentioned when it comes to attributes and stats, and I think this is one of the best, if not the best, hybrid lockdown defender that you can make when it comes to the finishing and defense. So before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.